Aliso Viejo is one of South Orange County's most affordable cities, which is surprising for a lot of people because honestly, I think it's wildly underrated to begin with, and being more affordable and newer than a lot of the other cities. You might find this interesting because we are going to be going a deep dive on Aliso Viejo, talking about the pros and the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, my name is Christian Stubbs. If you're new to the channel, I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. Me and my team have sold hundreds of homes in all of Orange County, Southern California, just since 2020. Now, I make these videos in this channel all about Orange County just so that we can help you make your next move a little bit easier so you can make better decisions. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to talk about affordability. So on this, I'm going to kill a few birds with one stone. So I'm going to go to our website, onyxhomes.com, and I'm going to type in Aliso Viejo and click the little search button here. And what is this going to do? It's going to pop up all the houses that are currently for sale. So as you can see, there's 53 of them. And from a pricing perspective, right, kind of all over the place. 2.4, 650, right, all over. So let's look at the map. Where is Aliso Viejo? Well, we're in South Orange County. So if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that we pretty much draw a line down on Irvine, and this is what we would consider to be South Orange County, right? Irvine and South is South. Okay, so that's that. So in there, where's Aliso? Well, it's southwest. So actually, this is surprising for a lot of people. Aliso is really close to Laguna Beach. So like if you want to live in Laguna and you don't want a $4 million median home price and you want a $950,000 median home price, you could be a whopping 10-minute drive from Laguna, the closest place to Laguna, even closer than Dana Point, to be honest. Look how far away Dana Point is from Laguna. And you're right there. Number two, from a location standpoint, the 73 toll road dumps right into Newport Coast. So if you want to be in Newport, if you want to be in Laguna, but you do not want to pay $3, $4, $5 million for a normal house, median house, Aliso Viejo is a killer option, especially if you want to be $600,000. Let's look at this guy here, Abbeywood, one of my favorite neighborhoods for affordability standpoint. So you have a 2-bed, 1-bath townhome, 918 square feet, built in 82. So on the newer side, this has a little courtyard patio here, upgraded, nice, probably laminate flooring, the floating thing, accent wall. I mean, they did a great job when they renovated this. Original kitchen, but like this place looks great. So you got a front patio and a back patio, 2 beds, 1 bath. So for $600,000, I mean, this is hard to beat, right? And so from an affordability standpoint, to be this and to be that close to Laguna Beach, that close to Newport, I mean, this is on the 73 toll road. So you just take this and you jet over to Laguna Beach, or you keep going to Newport. I mean, that's hard to beat from a location standpoint, if that's important to you. Now, I will say, living in South Orange County, it's a little bit of a pain to get to Aliso Viejo. So unless you're willing to drive the toll road all the time to go north, to go anywhere else, you're a little ways off the freeway, at least from most of Aliso Viejo. If you're over here close to the Laguna Hills, Laguna Woods, I guess you're not too far away, but that's one of the biggest complaints overall with Aliso Viejo. So affordability, let's hit the thing. We just hit location. Let's talk about affordability. So median home price in Aliso Viejo is $950,000, which is $250,000, $350,000 less than the median home price altogether. So it's quite a bit cheaper than you're going to see in general in Orange County. Having said that, there are high-end places in Aliso Viejo. You've got a lot of stuff right next to the country club, high-end properties there. You got some nice view properties, right? You can see some nice houses with pools as well too. But if we go to the most affordable stuff, I mean, shoot, for $500,000, it's really hard to beat this. The $600,000 example I just gave as well too. So from an affordability standpoint, I think it's by far the biggest pro. The location standpoint, also a pro, especially if you want to be Laguna Newport. Okay, so that's pros 1 and 2. Pro 3, and this is no particular order, mind you. This arguably is probably the best overall pro, is this is a family-friendly master plan community. What does master plan mean? It means the city itself was all developed together. So this is not a bunch of random neighborhoods and communities splat together. This was like very articulately designed over the years. So it's very convenient. You have shopping pretty much everywhere. You have you have city amenities, not just community amenities. So for example, with Aliso Viejo, you will have neighborhoods that will have their own amenities, and you have city amenities within Aliso Viejo as well too. So you have very safe neighborhoods. You have parks. There's 21 community parks throughout the city. And then leading to our next pro is you have fantastic schools. So you're in the Capistrano Unified School District, which is one of the top rated ones. You're gonna have all kinds of really high rated schools all across the board. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail there. If you want to, if you see a house that you like in Aliso, look at that kitchen, that's beautiful. But let's say you really like this house and you wanted to know about the schools, you can just simply scroll down on the website. You can play with the mortgage calculator, but you got this here, right? So you have Aliso Viejo Niguel High School. So this is rated at 10 out of 10 on great schools, which is the website we link to. So we have to be really careful with ratings for schools as real estate agents for whatever reason, which is really stupid. But anyway, so we just say above average, and you can click here and you can see that it's a 9 out of 10. You can see why, all the reasons, blah, blah, blah. So you got all that stuff on our website as well too. So that's all that. That's a beautiful kitchen, man. I can't get over that. Okay, anyway, back to the video. Master plan community schools, we hit that. Outdoor recreation. So this is something that's rather unique for Aliso. So you have all the benefits of Laguna Beach other than the ocean. So a huge part of that is you have the state Crystal Cove State Park. You've got all of this. There's so many trails, so many biking trails, mountain biking, hiking trails. There's just a lot of stuff to do. Like if you like any outdoor activities, Aliso Viejo is a really, really good spot to be for that. So biking, hiking, nature trails. You have the Woods Canyon Wilderness Park. So let me show you the aerial here. Let me share this screen. So this is the Aliso and Woods Canyon Wilderness Park. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Here obviously here's where it's at. And there's all kinds of other stuff like events that go on as well too that are all in the area, right? So there's a lot of stuff to do here. If you like that type of stuff, Aliso's, I will say on the unique side, has more of that than most other cities. So let's recap the pros for Aliso Viejo because there's a lot of them. Number one, location. So you're central to South Orange County and you're really convenient if you don't mind the toll road to Laguna Beach and Newport. If you do not want to use the toll road, way less convenient. So just take that with a grain of salt. I think it's $5 to $7 every time you hop on a toll road. So it's not cheap, but it's all relative, right? So there's that. Number two is it's one of the more affordable cities in South OC. It's one of the more affordable cities in Orange County. Median home price of $959,000, so $960,000. That's huge. Master plan community, what this really means, there's a few of them: Mission Viejo, Ladera Ranch, Rancho Mission Viejo, Aliso Viejo, Rancho Santa Margarita. Those are a few of them in South Orange County. The big pro here is everything's convenient. So everything was like meticulously designed to make sense. Easiest way I can explain this is you pretty much guaranteed to have a Starbucks 5 minutes from your house anywhere you live in Aliso. Any of these master plan communities, that's like mentally, that's the easiest thing to think of. You have a grocery store within 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. All that's really convenient. Schools is another really, really big pro. Really, really high rated schools for Aliso. A lot of families will live in Aliso. They will go for the good schools. They will go for the amenities. They like the safety. It's very safe in Aliso Viejo. And then outdoor recreation, I'd say, is a huge plus. Now, with all of that said, let's go to the cons. So number one is your HOA fees and rules. So a lot of almost every single neighborhood in Aliso Viejo is going to have an HOA. I might go out on a limb here and say every single one does. So we've got a total, how many listings do we have on the market right now? We have 53 listings on the market. Let's just go ahead and see if I put in no HOA. All right, so if I say max 08, let's just say max 25. Do we have any houses that are not in an HOA? There's one here, which I know for a fact has an HOA. So every single house has an HOA in Aliso Viejo, not super surprising. On the flip side of that is there's no Melrose. Now there was Melrose back in the day. However, Aliso Viejo was built long enough ago that the Melrose has expired on, to my knowledge, all properties. You do not have that additional tax as well too. So that's nice. The HOAs are a little bit more expensive and they definitely are a little bit on the more strict side, right? So it's not like some of the HOAs, like think Mission Viejo has some HOAs that just let you do whatever the heck you want. Aliso's not so much that. Some neighborhoods are more strict than others, but if you're looking for a city that does not have HOAs, that's definitely not Aliso. So that'd be a huge con if you hated that. I'll give you a pro. Is I will say Aliso is very neat, it's very clean, it's very uniform. So if that's important to you, that's what HOAs do. I call it the boat in the yard insurance. If your neighbor has a 1842 boat in the front yard that's never been fixed, with no wheels, with no nothing, obviously boat doesn't have wheels, on a trailer with no wheels on center blocks, that's why you have an HOA. If you don't like that, hey, if you want to be the guy with the boat, go for it. Just you're living in a city that doesn't have an HOA. So that could be a con. It could also be a good thing. Totally depends what you want. Number two, this is, I'm really struggling to put this on it as a con. So I'll say the con. There's limited nightlife, almost a pro. Bear with me. In Aliso Viejo, of the boring cities, which like Ladera Ranch has nothing to do, Mission Viejo has nothing to do, Rancho Santa Margarita has some stuff to do, I would put Aliso on the some stuff to do. So this is like in between a pro and a con. So this doesn't have nightlife like a Costa Mesa or Newport or Laguna. It does have way more nightlife than a Mission Viejo or like Laguna Hills, right, for example. Having said that, from a location standpoint, you're so close to Laguna and you're so conveniently located to Newport with the 73. God, it's hard to put this as a con, but I'm going to put it there. It really just depends on how much you want to drive. There's some stuff to do. There's a movie theater. There's the town center. There's tons of shop there. Like, not shopping, but like there's places to go. Not a ton though, right? So I'm kind of in between. I'm going to put this as a pro and a con. Number three is commute costs. So while it is convenient, it is rather expensive because you're going to probably be heavily dependent upon the toll road, is my guess, depending on where you're living at in Aliso Viejo. Is it a massive expense? No, but like let's pull out a calculator. If you drive, I think it's how much is the toll road? 73 toll road expense. We're gonna learn this together. I drive this all the time. I should probably know how much it is. 73. Where's the download rates card? Yeah, it's $3. It's not it. 73. It's $7. $7, $8, $9. Okay, so it's expensive. $8 or $9 every single time. Let's say you commute to work in Newport, and you're taking $9 times 2, right? Because you do it twice a day, times 5, right? And that's $90 a week. And then if you work 50 weeks out of the year, we're talking $5,000 in tolls. Like, that's not nothing. Yeah, that's expensive. So that's a huge con, if it's a con. If you don't care, then it's super convenient. It really depends on you. So I'm struggling on the pros and cons here in Aliso Viejo because honestly, if there's a lot of pros for as affordable it is, as conveniently located as it is to the two most popular cities in Orange County. It's really not too far off from Laguna Beach as well. It's got all the safety. It's got all the great schools. Honestly, of the boring cities, it's got the most to do. I'm really struggling with the cons on this one, other than the HOA stuff. Like, if you hate HOAs, you're not looking at Aliso anyway. Honestly, Aliso should be on your list. Let me make it that simple. Here's the biggest con I will give you is if you're looking in the higher end stuff in Aliso Viejo, there's no lot sizes. So the big lots are small. So if I go to price, I'm like stretching here to get a con. Price descending. So for example, $4 million. This is a beautiful house, nice looking yard. Is that a basketball court? Really, really nice house. Beautiful remodel. Resort style pool. I mean, this is $4 million, so this should be really nice. And it's got a basketball court. So I'm kind of saying this is like the lot sizes are small, but it's a 4,200 square foot house. I want to see how big the lot is. Yeah, so the lot's 13,000 square feet. Got to be one of the bigger ones in Aliso Viejo, not gonna lie. Would make sense why it's the most expensive one. But in general, you're gonna have much smaller lots, right? Like that's that. If I'm gonna give you a con, that's the biggest one. Is you're very condensed, very compact in most all of Aliso Viejo. That one particular house is by far the best yard I've ever seen in Aliso Viejo. That would be rather uncommon, I would say. Usually you're gonna have real small lots. So anyway, I'm really struggling to make a bunch of cons here, but let's do a quick recap. So pros, affordability. For South Orange County especially, it's super affordable at a median home price of $960. Number two, it's a master plan community, so it's got like very well put together. Super convenient, 21 parks, great schools is pro number three, and a lot of outdoor recreation. So those are the four main pros that I said. The cons are you have HOAs that are relatively strict. No Melrose though, which is nice. limited nightlife. I'm gonna make this a prawn. I can't even call it a con, honestly, because of the boring cities, it's got more to do than most. And then the commute cost, that's the biggest con. And then small lot sizes, let's call it that. So that's the video. If you want to look at the other most affordable cities in Orange County, go ahead and click this link here, watch the next video. If you ever want help with your home search in your unique situation, always click the link in the description, go to allaboutoc.com, drop your information and book a call on the next page with their team. We'd be happy to help you out.